Welcome to Just Give Me 5 Minutes. The brand I'm using is to illustrate how sometimes the passage of time will cloud our perception of reality. What you see in the picture is the largest Antifa protest ever organized. This is the view of an American soldier who is about to land on the beach at Normandy, France on D-Day. This relates to me personally because my dad was on the battleship USS Texas that day, providing artillery support for the invasion. The D-Day Center relates that the D-Day protest included over 156,000 U.S., British, and Canadian troops. There were nearly 7,000 ships and landing vessels and over 3,000 aircraft. 14,000 of these brave men would die on the beach that day. These groups of patriots were at that location at that time to register as strong a protest as possible to the takeover of Europe by the fascist governments of Germany and Italy. The White House archives reveal that from D-Day through August 21st, the Allies landed more than 2 million men in northern France and suffered more than 226,000 casualties. Of these, nearly 73,000 were killed or are missing, and more than 153,000 were wounded. Wikipedia states that between 70 to 85 million people died as a result of World War II. Think of it, 70 to 85 million human beings died as a result of the world trying to oppose fascism. Fast forward 80 years, and we live in a world where the President of the United States wants to have an anti-fascist group categorized as a terrorist group. In the South, we have a saying, you're either for me or you're against me. The phrase, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, is a little too deep for most of us. Southerners have a tendency to just line people up on one side or the other of the chalk line and proceed. How we got to the point of the enemy of my enemy is also my enemy is some seriously convoluted thinking. Everyone who loves democracy, freedom, and liberty are opposed to fascism. How can one be opposed to an anti-fascist group? Wikipedia offers us a pretty easy to understand definition of fascism. Fascism is a governmental system led by a dictator having complete control, forcibly suppressing opposition and criticism, regimenting all industry, commerce, etc., and emphasizing an aggressive nationalism and often racism. So if I was a person seeking absolute control, wanted to suppress criticism of me by the press, wanted all industry in the hands of my family or loyal supporters, and I wasn't inhibited by any moral standards, and I was willing to stoop to using racism, xenophobia, or bigotry to further my goals, I might be a fascist. Occam's razor works pretty well here. It makes perfect sense why an authoritarian president might want to label an anti-fascist group as a terrorist group. A terrorist group in the United States would be under the constant scrutiny of the FBI. Labeling Antifa as a terrorist group would make it simple for the FBI to prosecute them. I guess in the end, it all boils down to the Southern solution. You're either for me or against me. If we're picking up sides, put me in the anti-fascist camp. And that's my 5 minutes.